Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this family service today. Nice to have all of you here and there joining us for this service. And it's always a nice way to begin our Sundays. So welcome, welcome. I'd like to introduce you to our chairperson for today. Today we have John Wayne Bear. You might recall last week we had his cousin Bear the Bear here as our chairperson, and today we have John Wayne Bear. He's a bit of a Hollywood aficionado, and John Wayne is one of his favorite movie stars, heroes. So it's always nice to have a hero in your life, and he has said that Shindan Shonin is also one of his heroes, his main hero for his life. So he is here today and joining us for the first time, and happy to learn how to help as a chairperson for his service. So nice to have him participate and to contribute to our services. You can notice that he has his mask on and warning all of us to continue to be cautious and careful, protective of others as well as ourselves, to wear our masks wherever we go during this pandemic time. You can also notice he has his onenju, and so he is ready for service. I'd like to go through our service order for today. We will have the reading of the three treasures, followed by the reading of the Rai San Mon. Then I'll take my seat up on the altar for the Sanbujo, and today we will chant the Sei Gei. So you can prepare to have those before you. Some of you have books at home, and some are able to access on our video. So it's always nice if you can participate and chant along with us during this service, and that will fill and complete your service participation contribution. Nembutsu and Ekoku will complete the chanting portion of the service, and then I'll come back here to the podium for our Dharma message. And at the end we can have our incense offering, Oshoko, as we usually do. So we will begin with the three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One, now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be freed from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teachings. Rai San Mon. Ninjin ukegatashi imasude ni uku. Buppo kikigatashi imasude ni kiku. Konomi konjo ni mukatte dosezumba, sarani izure no sho ni mukatte kakonomi o dosen. Daishu moro tomo ni shishin ni sambo ni kieshi tatematsuru beshi. Mizukara butsu ni kieshi tatematsuru, masani negawakuba shujo to tomo ni, daido taige shite ujoi o okosan. Mizukara ho ni kieshi tatematsuru, masani negawakuba shujo to tomo ni, 深く教蔵に入りて知恵海のごとくならん。自らそうに消えし立てまつる。まさに願わくば主情とともに、大衆を通りして一切無下ならん。無常人人未明の方は百千万号にも愛をことかたし、我山検問し従事することを得たり、願わくば如来の真実義を消し立てまつらん。ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナマンダ、ナマンダ、ナマンダ、ナマンダ。三部上、中世芸。三 Yakushu Tokuhon Yanne Shinjoman Toku Isan Gayo Nyobun Mugechi Tsudan Mifusho Gangaku Erik Toshi Saisho Son Shigan Yakoka Daise no Kando Kokusho Tenin Touchin Myoke Namanda, 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 Namanda. Good morning again, everyone. Happy to be here at this service today, and I wanted to share stories about Myokonin. And so many of you have heard stories about Myokonin, and the term Myokonin is understood as wonderfully good people. Wonderfully good people. So the term became prominent during the Edo period, 1600 to 1868. And so there were a collection of biographies that were compiled at that time of such people. And they lived their lives influenced by the Shin Buddhist teachings of Shindan and Honin. So the Myokonin were farmers, fishermen, merchants, samurai, and those peasants, those people without formal education, but the things that they said, things they did, and the way they acted showed a very deep spiritual side and an understanding of the Nembutsu teachings. So those stories of these people were shared, compiled and shared to serve as an example for others of how people should act in society, how they should live their lives. So today, I have a couple stories about one Myokonin named Shoma of Sanuki. Shoma had reflected an intimacy, very close feeling with the Buddha. And so in one story, he worked all day and was kind of tired and stopping at the temple on his way home. And so he got to the temple and went inside, and feeling relaxed, sitting down, he decided to take a seat and reflect. And then he was tired, so he laid down to take a nap. And so he's on the altar area as if he would be laying down on our onaiji area, right? So he laid down here and not too long, and he fell into a very deep sleep. So he's sleeping there on the floor of the onaiji, and then others came to the temple, and so they came to, burn some incense and make their offerings, and so they noticed Shoma sleeping there right on the altar. So they scolded him, telling him how disrespectful he was to be sleeping upon the altar, and he gave it right back to them. So you are the ones that should be ashamed. This is my Father's home, and when I'm here at home, it's only natural that I be relaxed and comfortable. You are the ones that are acting like strangers who are coming here as guests or for the first time. So he's telling them that he shouldn't be scolded. They should be scolded for trying to act so properly and so uncomfortably, that to him, this is his Father's home, just like coming home to your own home. And so he was okay with laying down, no sense of disrespect to Amida, but just comfort, being one there at the temple. So on another occasion, he was assisted, helping at the temple. And so there was a time when it's a very special service that the priest had to prepare for. They were bringing things to the home of this very prominent temple member. So he was the member was very well-to-do and a strong supporter of the temple. And so they wanted to do things very well, nicely and properly. And so the priest had asked Shoma, carry these sutras for me. And so they went to the house and entered the house. And before entering, the priest was going to go into the main entrance and to greet the member. And he told Shoma, you should enter from the kitchen entrance. And Shoma came back to him, saying, the kitchen entrance is where you should enter. And kind of making this remark, the priest was acting like he was, superior. He had the okesa on, and he was the representative of the temple at the same time. Shoma is the one that's carrying the sacred books, the sutras of the Buddha, right? And so even though he's just an assistant, in his eyes, and it should be in the eyes of the priest and everyone, that everyone is equal in front of the Buddha. So he's not the one that should, quietly, secretly slide into the house through a back entrance while the priest is coming in prominently. They should be the same, go in together. And so this was his way to carry and appreciate the Dharma. So with these two stories, you get a flavor of how there's always different stories of how Myokonin acted and did, and they show different flavors of all the different people that were considered Myokonin. And I hope to be able to share on occasion at our family services, different times when we could consider the stories of our Myokonin, and maybe we can learn from them as well. In my view, our temples today have a number of Myokonin, wonderfully good people. And as I see it, our temples should be a place where we invite, encourage, cultivate, and be wonderfully good people. There's a place for academics, learning classes and lectures, but at the end of the day, shouldn't we all hope to become wonderfully good people, sharing in the Nembutsu teachings and assisting each other, helping each other along the way as we live our daily lives. So with this, I would like to conclude. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, namanda, namanda. Okay, thank you again for joining us for this family service today. Always nice to have all of you coming in at your homes comfortably to participate in our services. And so now we can come up and offer incense here and there, however you have set up to do, whether you are burning incense or offering flower petals, marbles, rocks, pebbles, whatever you have done to prepare for this portion of the service. So please come on up. We will conclude and we'll see you again at our next service. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, 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 namanda. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Namanda, 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 namanda.